Chapter 4: The Secret Life. In the following weeks, a delicate dance between desire and secrecy unfolded. Marcus and Marisa immersed themselves in a clandestine life, savoring every moment they could together, away from the judging eyes of the outside world. They became masters at disguising their emotions, exchanging passionate glances during office meetings and whispering promises while hiding in discreet cafes and quiet hotels. The adrenaline of living in the shadow of what was considered acceptable made each encounter even more electrifying. They would meet at unlikely hours, always alert to any sign that they might be discovered. With each meeting, their connection grew more intense, but so did the weight of the secret they carried. Marcus often found himself thinking about the consequences, but every time he was near Marisa, reason would dissipate like smoke. One morning, as he was getting ready for work, he found Anna in the kitchen. She was making coffee and seemed more at ease than she had been in recent days. "Are you meeting those clients this afternoon?" she asked with an innocent smile. "Yes, I should be out for a few hours," Marcus replied, trying to stay calm. His heart was pounding in his chest. He knew that later he would be with Marisa, and the thought of deceiving Anna made him increasingly anxious. "I hope everything goes well," Anna said, not noticing the tension in the air. "You've been working so hard lately. Don't forget to take care of yourself." "Of course," he replied, but internally, he wondered if he was really taking care of himself by getting involved with Marisa. The weight of the lie was becoming hard to bear. That afternoon, Marcus met Marisa at a distant cafe where they could meet unseen. As soon as she walked in, his heart raced. Her smile lit up the room, and the tension between them was palpable. They sat at a corner table, away from the other patrons, and began discussing the case they were working on. "Do you think we'll win?" Marisa asked, her eyes sparkling. "With you on the team, definitely," Marcus replied, admiring her determination. But then the conversation shifted to more personal territory. "I've been thinking, what are we doing?" Marisa said, breaking the light mood. "We're living a lie, aren't we?" The question sent a chill down her spine. "It's true," he replied softly. "But it's so hard. I can't resist you." She took a deep breath, her gaze turning serious. "But what if things get out of control? What if someone finds out?" The idea of being discovered was frightening, but the passion they shared was undeniable. "I don't know, but I can't let you go. What we have is special." Marisa spoke these words, but there was sadness in her eyes. "I feel the same way, but we need to be careful. I don't want you to lose everything because of a moment of weakness." The conversation led to a reflection on what they truly wanted. It was a moment of vulnerability, where they both opened up about their fears and desires. Marcus realized that, despite the passion, they were on dangerous and frightening ground. The secret life they were leading couldn't last forever. That night, as Marcus tried to focus on his work, his phone buzzed. It was a message from Marisa. "We need to meet tomorrow. Urgent." His heart raced. The tone of the message made him nervous but also anxious. What could be so important? The next day, he met Marisa in a park, a place that had become their refuge. The sky was cloudy, and a gentle breeze blew, making the leaves rustle. When he saw her, her expression was serious, and it worried him. "Marcus, we need to talk about what we're doing," Marisa said as soon as she sat down on an isolated bench. "I've been thinking about it too." "What's going on?" he asked, feeling a knot form in his stomach. She hesitated for a moment, looking at the ground. "I can't live like this anymore. I feel guilty for every second I spend with you. What if someone finds out? I don't want to hurt you, but I also don't want to be just an adventure." The sincerity in her words hit Marcus like a punch in the gut. He knew he was being selfish, indulging in every moment of pleasure while ignoring the consequences. I understand, and I feel the same way. But I can't stay away from you. The connection we have is unique. But what about your life? And Anna? Marisa asked, the pain in her voice evident. Are you throwing all that away for a moment of passion? He felt the truth in her words, and his hands trembled. I know it's complicated, but I want you, Marisa. I want this to become something more, but I don't know how to do that without hurting people. Marisa looked at him, hope and desperation mixed in her gaze. What if we see each other less? So we can think about what we really want. I don't want this to become an obsession that consumes us. The idea of distancing themselves hurt deeply, but he knew she was right. Maybe some time apart is what we need. To think and see what we really want, he said, the pain of separation beginning to form in his heart. They parted ways, the feeling of loss filling the space between them. Marcus felt like he was losing something important, but at the same time, he knew it was the right decision. What he was doing was unsustainable, and the secret life he was leading was beginning to take its toll. In the days that followed, Marcus felt lost. He didn't know how to deal with Marissa's absence in his life. Every corner of the office reminded him of her, and conversations with colleagues became monotonous and empty. He tried to focus on his cases, but his mind always wandered to the young lawyer who had become so important to him. Anna noticed the change in her husband, but he tried to hide his feelings. She questioned him about his work, but Marcus remained evasive. The tension was palpable, and he felt like he was drifting away not only from Marisa but also from his own life. One evening, as they had dinner, Anna looked at him with concern. You seem distant, love. Is everything okay? Yes, just tired, he replied, trying to keep his composure. But the truth was that Marissa's absence was weighing heavily on his heart. He wished he could share what he was feeling, but he feared Anna's reaction. After dinner, while Anna washed the dishes, Marcus retreated to his study. He needed some time to think. He sat at his desk and looked out the window, watching the city lights. Life was passing him by in a blur, and he felt trapped in an endless cycle of hope and desire. In the silence of the night, he picked up his phone and hesitated. Should he send a message to Marisa? The connection between them still existed, but he knew the distance was necessary. But the desire to hear her voice was too strong. Hi, just wanted to see how you're doing, he typed, his heart racing. After hitting send, he felt exposed but also relieved. He couldn't deny what he felt. What Marcus didn't know was that this small message would set off a chain of events that would change the course of their lives forever. The secret life he had chosen was about to become much more complicated, and he braced himself to face the consequences of his choices. To be continued.